Today I would like to share with you that you do not have to apply all the rules that go into planting garlic to get good yield the following year, because that's exactly what happened to me when I started planting garlic. I did not know how to plant garlic, how, where, and all that stuff. All I knew was that I wanted to plant garlic and I wanted to plant it one particular year. But I did go online to research, which direction to plant it, how deep and how wide, and that was pretty much it. The rest, I just kind of I guess common sense, did it on my own. If you could do 4 of these things, you will be, I would say you can consider yourself successful the following year in getting your good yield. And these are not hard things to do. It doesn't involve a lot of effort on your part. But these are the 4 things that I did do when I was planting garlic. Did not know that that's what I was supposed to do, but I did them intuitively, you can say it that way. And then one thing I started doing last year because I learned about it, and I don't know if that made a significant difference or not, but I will share that with you as well. So we're gonna share 4 things with you that you can do to have a good harvest, or you can consider it a successful harvest, especially if this is your first time growing garlic. And then the one thing that I started doing last year. All right, let's give you an overview of where the garlic cloves are gonna go. So these 2 beds here, and we're gonna try the first time here. This is a brand new bed. So I've been planting the garlic in this bed since I started. I would say, gosh, I think I started planting garlic in 2020 or 2021, and then started planting garlic last year here. So the expert will say that you need to rotate your garlic crop probably on a regular basis, probably every year to get good yield, but I have not done that. This is the bed that I have been planting garlic since I started planting garlic. So anyway, that's one of the things that they recommend that you do, just so that way you don't have a depletion of nutrients, is the justification for that. All right, so all I did was just remove the nice thick layer of mulch on the top there. So now you just see soil. So when I started, this was clay. I mean, you could go not even an inch and there'll be clay. There's still some clay in there, and I want to show you that. So I had to go maybe 2 to 3 inches. And you can see that it's clay, the orange color there. So here's the first thing that you should know, is that garlic likes to have nice crumbly soil, that's loose. So what you'll need to do is, if you have like hard clay, all you need to do is just, go like this to kind of loosen the soil around. That's exactly what I did when I started. So I made sure that I have plenty of loose soil around the clove, and that really helps. So this area right here, I could go down like more than 4 inches, and I'm still getting some pretty good soil. So some parts is not as good, but other parts is actually very good soil. So again, just make sure that you work it in, that the soil is loose as much as you can. So I'm just going to do this. There's more clay on this side. And I see there's some roots from this plant right here that's going to be competing with the garlic, which the garlic will not like very much. And that brings me to the next one, and that is garlic does not like competition. So what that means is you will have to stay on top of weeding, which I would normally do without knowing that that's what garlic doesn't like. So make sure that you stay on top of weeding, so that way you're gonna be getting a good yield. Now when I say good yield, I'm just saying that the bulb that you're going to be harvesting will be big enough, a good size. You're not gonna get like optimal huge bulbs. You might have to follow all the rules, but you will get pretty good size bulb. All right, so here I have some root competition, which I have not had in the past, and that's from this winter berry right here. So I might have to figure something out, but it'll be a good experiment to try too, which I don't mind trying. Yeah, I do not like this at all. I mean, ideally, I've never had this issue before. This just started coming up. It wasn't doing good until this year actually, so we're just gonna work around it. Eventually, once this plant gets big, then yes, we will be switching our garlic bed to a different area, which I already kind of figure out where it's going to be. All right, so let me show you what I have. So I am going to be planting 50 bulbs of garlic. So this is from 40. You can see that's really good size, right? You have some big ones, some medium ones, and some small ones. So when you plant garlic, you want to choose the biggest cloves you can, so that way you will get bigger bulbs. These were actually garlic that were planted last year. So this is what I consider my biggest bulb, one of my biggest bulbs. And then we get a medium size, something like these. And then small size would be something like this. So you can see, not bad, right? Yeah, I don't think that's bad at all. So you would choose this one to plant. Now these are all soft neck garlic. You have soft neck and hard neck. The soft neck is easier to grow and to store. And these originally came from the grocery store. And most grocery stores will have soft necked garlics for you to purchase. And they mostly have soft neck because, you know, they stay on the shelf a lot better. So you can see one bulb, I have 3, 6, I have 9. And here's a smaller one. So we'll see how many cloves that is. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, 11, 12 out of this small one. So another way you can tell that it's a soft neck is the neck right here. It's pretty soft versus a hard neck, which is going to be harder. Now the smaller ones I will not plant here. More likely I will cook with them or plant them in containers so I could use the foliage to cook with. I got them all separated, so we're going to plant the bigger cloves and we're going to plant the pointy size up like this. So we're going to plant it like this in the ground. All right, so you want a depth of 1 to 3 inches, and then you can separate each one 4 to 6 inches, but I don't think it really matters all that much. But that's what they, the experts will say, 4 to 6 inches apart. So here's the thing. It's going to have some root competition here, so it's going to be competing for nutrients. So I'm going to try it out. I don't know if it's just weeds that it doesn't like, but you can consider any plant a weed that's going to be competing with it. So we're going to try it out. Now here's the thing that I learned along the way. Do not cover up the space, yet, because otherwise you will forget where you actually stuck the garlic. Now, if you don't want to do what I did all at once, you can just dig one hole at a time, which I did when I started. I just thought this is easier. So this is exactly what I did. Each one like that without uncovering the mulch. Sometimes it's easier to go with your hands without the gloves. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the time. So once you have all of the garlics in there like that, now you are ready to cover them up, which we'll go ahead and do. So you can use your hands or this little rake thing. I think I'm going to cut these off. And that's it. And the other thing that you should know when planting garlic is to have it in full sun. The fourth thing is to make sure that your garlic gets an even amount of water, but also know that it does not like soggy soil. It likes well-draining soil. So I just finished the 2 beds. Now I have this section to do, and I still have a good bit left. I don't know if you can see that. Now, this is the first time I'm planting the garlic here, which should be good because, there should be plenty of nutrients here with all the dead grasses and all that. The only thing is that it's pretty deep to go down to the soil. So you have to go, I think, 5 to 6 inches. So I'll show you. So here's the one that I dug up. Now let me go to a different section. Let's go here. It says like 4 inches to get to here. So let's see. So there I am. That's more than 4 inches. See, and I got dirt right there, or soil. So I would say, what, a good 3 to 4 inches to get to the good soil. That's a little bit deeper than I would like to do it. So I'm gonna go and get the rake and we'll go down a little bit more. So that way it's at least 1 to 3 inches. And now we come to the fifth thing, and that is garlic tends to be hungry, so it wants to be fertilized. The experts recommend that you fertilize before you plant garlic and then again in late winter or early spring. I will say prior to last year, I did not fertilize, just relying on the clay soil. And as you know, clay soil contains a lot of nutrients already. So I would say if you do not have clay soil or your clay soil is very compacted, it's good for you to fertilize at least twice during the growing season of your garlic. I think with this right here, I'm just going to dig the hole and then plant, dig a hole and plant, because I think the soil down there is pretty good, and we'll loosen it as I'm going around, a good maybe 3 to 4 inches all around, and that'll be good. All right, it got too hot and I don't want to work in the hot sun. It's not good for my skin at all. I was able to finish 3 or 4 over here. I'll just have to finish the rest of it this evening, but I would like to show you what has been done already to the other 2 beds. I should have used the bigger rake through all this. So anyway, that would have been a lot faster. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mini beds here. And I went ahead and lightly mulched this area. So I would say a good 2 to 3 inches of mulch would be good. All right, so if you stayed on this long, I would like to give you 2 bonus tips based on my experience with growing garlic. And that is, if you do plan to plant them in the ground like I have here and you have multiple beds, make sure that you designate pathways or a walkway, like between the beds. So that way when it's time to harvest, it's going to be easier for you to, harvest. So in this situation, if I'm harvesting one bed, I could, or one side of the bed, I'll have a walkway. And if I want to harvest the other side of the garlic bed, I'll have a walkway. My second bonus tip for you is that if you happen to lose your garlic, for example, either they died to the ground before you could harvest, or for whatever reason you're not able to get to all of your garlics, don't worry, because if they are healthy, they're going to come back for you again, just like I have here. And with with just one bulb, you'll see like different leaves, different stems shooting up. So you can just dig that up and then just separate the different cloves, and then now you have brand new plants for for next year. All right, so let's do a recap for you. So that is, you want to plant garlic in full sun. You want to loosen the soil all around. Even if it's clay soil, try to loosen that clay soil all around the clove that you are planting, and fertilize as much as you can if you don't remember to do them before you even planted. Water water on a regular basis, and you got to stay on top of weeding, because garlic does not like competition. And I noticed in my situation here on this side of the bed, there's a lot of root competition right now. So I'm pretty sure you can consider that weed as well, because the roots are gonna the roots are competing with the garlic. So we'll see how these will do. And going forward, I know that I more likely will not be able to plant any more garlic in this bed, which is very unfortunate. So anyway, if you have never grown garlic before and you would like to try, this year may be a good year for you. It's not too late yet. If you live in the South, you can plant garlic in late September all the way up to November. So I hope you found this video enjoyable and helpful. And until my next video, I hope you take care. Bye for now.